Welcome back once again to The Pulse. Before we went to the break, we asked you guys, can foreign players win Code S? Can they compete in Code S? What are their chances? The community has answered. Lauren Elise, what's the word, sister?
The word is by 0.16, no, 1. The community believes that...
What did you just say?
Wow.
By 0.16?
It's 5.16.
What?
That's no 1 by 50.
So 60%.
You know, I'm not a StarCraft player. Math is not my forte.
I think maybe
50.
Lauren might be a genius.
We're going to have a new segment next season called Counting with Clutch.
Learn Korean and count. Whoa, look at that!
Oh, look.
Final tally's 50-50.
50-50. Okay.
Oh, now how did that change in a
516?
Yeah.
Of course, guys.
I need to.
Of course.
I told you, Lauren Elise is a genius.
She's ahead of the curve.
She's got it.
God.
Once we
that's
caught
like
up.
I really got to stop bleaching my hair.
I don't actually think that's what... That's metaing the metaing.
All right, well,
So
I guess the answer to our question is
no.
nobody knows.
The answer is no.
Only time will tell. GSL starts January 22nd. Watch it over at www.gomtv.net. Tweet at Tasteless and Artosis. Let them know that you'll be tuning in. And cheer for Huck and cheer for Stefano, as we all want to see our foreign heroes do very well. Up next on the docket, Korean drama, and there has been a lot of it.
Sky fallen.
We're going to start it off with TSL disbanding. Guys, TSL disbanded.
Holy
all right,
moly.
that was big news. Team SCV Life, one of the original StarCraft II powerhouse organizations, has had a lot of superstar players come through their ranks. Polt, formerly of TSL, talk to me about it. Here's what he had to say. Polt, I want to talk to you about TSL, your former team. You announced that you were going to leave TSL to come to America. Shortly after that announcement, TSL disbanded. First of all, what were your feelings when you heard that the team was going to disband?
I feel really sad to hear that. Yes.
Do you feel like you leaving the team was a catalyst for the team basically being dispersed? Do you feel like you coming to America caused TSL to disband?
Yes, I think it's the first reason, I think. And of course there are some other reasons too, yeah.
Well, let's see if we can get into some of those other reasons. Currently, I think it's being discussed that it's difficult for StarCraft II teams to obtain sponsorship inside of Korea. Was this a problem at TSL?
Yes, you're right. Most of Korean teams have same problems, yes.
Now, after you left, a couple of the other players left. Of course, TSL announced that they would no longer be maintaining a team. What is going to happen to the former players of TSL, the superstars that you had, like yourself and like Hyun?
I think TSL has some good players, I think, and even some players who are not good at tournaments at that time. I think they still have a possibility, so they will find. I hope they find good team and goes well.
Okay. Polt, I really want to thank you for taking a few minutes to talk to us. You're a phenomenal player. I love watching your games, and I love cheering for you. I wish you all the luck in the future. Is there anything you'd like to say before we wrap up?
Even though I'm teamless now, and I'm studying, but I will keep my programming, and I think I'm doing very well. So cheer for me forever. Thank you.
I will keep cheering for you, Polt. Once again, good luck, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
That was TSL Polt on, well, formerly TSL Polt on his once
Team Polt.
Team
Team
SCV.
Polt,
Team Polt, Polt. Kind of like Grubby. And yeah, he's sad about the news. He feels somewhat responsible for the news, but I think the story of TSL speaks to, at least on some level, the story of StarCraft II in Korea right now. Dan, I know that you've got a lot to say on this topic, so we'll start with you.
That's right, Ben. I prepared kind of like a background information on TSL. Let's start talking about, for those of you who don't know what TSL is, TSL is a StarCraft II team that was formed by former NBC coach Coach Lee Woon-jae. They were created at the end of October 2010 and officially disbanded on January 3rd this past year. Here's a list of former notable players on TSL. We've had Fruit Dealer, Tester/Trickster, Clyde, Alive, Rain, Heart, Killer, Puma, Revival, JYP, and Pole. The list could go on and on. But what's the most important thing, as you can see, the players, a lot of them end up going to EG. It was reported that a lot of these TSL players were not given any salary by a team despite being sponsored by Sky Digital and the Handsome Nerd, a company founded by Tasis and Artosis. Slasher from GameSpot has also mentioned that other ESF teams may be in danger of disbanding as well. Also worth noting is that's not on the list is that Major practiced with TSL during his stay in Korea. Now, I think it's a really big deal because TSL, they had players like Polt, they had players like Hyun who got to the GSL Codes Finals, and Symbol who was doing really well recently throughout 2012. If a team like TSL can't survive and can't find sponsorship, then a lot of teams are in jeopardy. We're seeing that in StarTale. We're seeing that with all these kinds of teams. Teams are losing the players. They're jumping for bigger ships because the ship they're sinking, or the ship that they're sailing on is sinking.
Yeah, I think you raised some really good points, Dan. I want to kind of open with a question. We saw a lot of team movement there. Fnatic picked up a couple of guys. EG picked up 3 former TSL players. Was this team poached to death?
Well, I mean, you have to think if you're trying to grow somebody, want the best for somebody, and you can't provide for them what they want, or you see potential beyond what you can help them achieve, then, they leave amicably. But these teams with superstar players are still hunting for sponsors, and that's the main issue in South Korea. Even Team 8 from Kespa still needs a main sponsor. But teams with money are hunting for superstars, and it grows their product more and more. I don't know if there needs to be a separate organization or something to say this is not going to work out or this is not in favor of the team itself. I don't know, but it's all still growing. I think
it's two sides to the coin. People always talk about how teams need results. They need to, foreigners aren't serious enough. But then you see how teams like EG and Team Liquid do such a phenomenal job promoting. Now it's kind of unfair because they have such a stranglehold onto the market. But now we have the other side, teams that focus so much on results. TSL got to the semifinals of GSTL 5 times. But no one really knows about that because they don't really market themselves. They focus on having good players, training. The Korean style is discipline. Korean teams need to step it up on the marketing side for their players. Otherwise, they're going to continue bleeding like the way they are. Management needs to change in that department.
Is that a problem? Does it speak to the state of StarCraft II in Korea then? Team 8, this is JDongs' team. JDong versus Flash had like 1 million views within a day in Korea. JDongs' team can't get a sponsor? Are you kidding me? What's going on over there?
Well, are these teams being properly represented? And I'm talking about outside of South Korea. Are there organizations that have not been approached yet that maybe want to see more results rather than location? A European company, a North American company that would rather sponsor, for example, Red Bull sponsoring StarTale was a very big deal. Is there more opportunity that way, or are they going to focus more?
Red Bull sponsors StarTale. StarTale loses a couple of their biggest players. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. I don't know what to make of all this, honestly. This was shocking news to me for not just 2 random Korean teams to suffer some problems, but 2 of the mainstays in competitive Korean StarCraft.
I think a lot, the East can learn a lot from the West in this department. Korean teams need to look at how to market their players better. Even Pro League does a phenomenal job of it. There's lots of times that we're seeing now where players are showing personality in Pro League that people who jumped into StarCraft II never saw. Like, I didn't know JYP could sing, or I didn't know these players were so funny. Yeah. And these kinds of opportunities show because these guys who have done it from Brood War, they're established. They're the ones who've been there. But I really feel like these teams can't just sit there and try to get results. Some teams are doing it correctly. StarTale released a documentary, Inside Pro Gaming Life. That's awesome. IM post on Team Liquid. Marine King post on Reddit saying we're streaming. That's what they need to do. Yeah. But teams like TSL are going to fall into obscurity if they don't change it fast and change it now.
Just think about Hyun and Golden at our finals. That was the most hilarious thing in the world. I didn't know Hyun was like that. I didn't know he was so goofy. The guy is so funny, but we don't hear about it, and it's really unfortunate.
Well, and where's the fault? Is the fault on the teams?
Of course,
on some level, certainly. It also has to fall to us as organizers, though. How many MLGs have you watched where you haven't seen a hint of the player's personality?
But there's also a language
really
barrier. There's been a cultural barrier, too. Some of these players haven't even left. It's breaking down, though, Ben. Some of these players have never even left South Korea. Sting never left. That was his first tournament at that IEM, and he was so overwhelmed. So many players that came to the first MLG GSL partnership program were so overwhelmed by the amount of fans and how excited they were to meet these players. Boxer, when he went on that stage for the first time at an MLG, the crowd was on their feet. And once they realized that, they thought, okay, there's more to esports, there's more to StarCraft II than just what's happening in South Korea. That potential has not been tapped yet.
NASL Season 2, we had a guy named Phoenix from, I think, Peru. Is he from Peru? Phoenix?
Phoenix, yes.
Yeah.
Same country, yes.
From Peru,
Yes.
okay? Let's say we did graphics on him. Now, he showed up twice throughout the whole season. I mean, people like that really shouldn't be showcased. If you're going to be 2 and 6 or 1 and 6 or 7 or whatever, you really shouldn't be showcased from, I think, an organizer standpoint. Because I don't think Phoenix being there is going to draw a huge crowd. But someone like Stefano coming in Season 3, I think that's really important. We should showcase that. Solvency is the #1 priority in this esports market, and then it goes to, you know, if we have extra dollars, yes, we're going to spend it to showcase all the players. But when a player signs up with a team, I think it's the sole responsibility of the team to get that player out there, get that recognition. I mean, look at a player like even In Control, and no offense to the guy, but his results are unquestionable, and he is one of my really good friends in the scene. I love the guy to death, but a lot of people know that he's in this top tier because not only of his brand recognition, but also Evil Geniuses. They support him the way that he should be supported and his professional gaming career.
I 110% agree with Andre. If the team is going to claim responsibilities for your signings, your trades, your PR, they have to accept the fact that if you're not marketed well, it's on them too, Ben. You can't blame the organizers, man. It's not my fault. It's their fault.
But the organizers can't help tell a better story and showcase the players more. That's true.
We need to tell a better story.
We did a great job. I know that we're patting ourselves on the back.
That we're awesome.
But we did a great job at Season 4 highlighting these players.
We did an okay job.
At the finals.
We did an okay job.
Yeah.
But it's a shame that it took us saying at our own finals, wow, these guys have personalities. That's pathetic. That is absolutely pathetic.
We run an entire season.
Two of them since we've been here, 4 of them in total. What a joke!
Well, we know the goal. We know the goal, and we know as organizers on our side what to do.
Everybody needs to step it up because it's the players who are getting shorthanded here. The president of ESF saying that only StarTale and IM are the non-Kespa teams that are actually doing really well over in Korea.
And you got to say, I mean, I'm going to say it right now. We are the best in terms of like outside content around the video games. We are the best right now at producing content for these players, and it's still not done.
Yeah.
So it just shows you the magnitude in which these players are not being shown to the public. I bet you for sure Flash has a personality other than a god. Right? He has another personality. I don't know what it is.
JDongs a great god. He has all the personalities, Andre. All right.
No, but
Pray to Flash
like,
every time I ladder, man.
We've kind of come off the rails here. I want to segue this into our next kind of subtopic. That is TSL not being the only team that's kind of suffering right now, as StarTale has said goodbye to not just one of their superstars, but as of today, 2 of them parting the winningest player in 2012 and another one of the winningest players in 2012, Squirtle, both having left StarTale in the last couple of weeks. What, just to kind of continue the conversation, what does this say about StarCraft II in Korea? Are these guys chasing dollars? This team is sponsored by Red Bull.
Okay,
what's happening here?
He has to be, right? Okay, think about it. You're in Parting's position. You just won everything in the end of 2012. I mean, his achievements are insane. He won over $140,000 in the last half of 2012. That is awesome. I wish I can win $140,000.
I wish I could win $100,000 in my lifetime. Yes, exactly.
Look
in
at
2 lifetimes.
total earnings. It's ridiculous. His achievements are amazing. You're the hottest commodity. Why would you stay in a contract? I would not. I would put myself on the market immediately and just auction myself off.
What's up, Kev?
I mean, that is one thing, but on the other hand, you can ask yourself, would he have had the same results if he wasn't practicing with StarTale? We saw the little StarTale documentary. Actually, everyone looked really happy. It looked like an awesome training facility. I don't know, man. I think it's a questionable move. Of course, more money is always good. As people often say, they like money. Well, if you like money, there might be something out there. But you're going to have to ask yourself, would he have had all those tournaments if he wasn't in the training conditions that he was? And I really don't know about that.
I hate to delegitimize the videos that came out of StarTale because they were awesome. But the whole time they were like, family, 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 Ohana, family, family. This is how we all are.
And by the way, two of our best are now
our best players are gone.
Well, this came out of left field, especially for StarTale 2, because working with Parting, he worked hard, he worked well with his teammates. It didn't seem he was unhappy. But he wants to travel more, as he's indicated to some of his people. Hold on.
Yeah.
He wants to travel more, yet he wants to join a Kespa team. I know what you're thinking, because StarTale was so focused on the Korean scene.
He's not going to be traveling much.
And exactly, making sure the team, making sure those individuals were focused on what was happening in Korea, not being tired out by attending other events. But the 2-year commitment that these players have to fulfill, their military commitment for South Korea, puts a different perspective on him as well. Why not travel more if that's what his goals are, or at least experience some more things before?
Well, he's not going to be traveling.
He's going anywhere, man.
He's going to this is going to be partying.
This is partying, bro.
And next year, right?
Well, he has until 30, and if I had $160,000 in the bank that I just won, why not travel a little bit if that's what he wants to do? But if he's going to join a Kespa team, they're going to want him on lockdown practicing.
Exactly. But I just want to add.
He can afford to be spontaneous.
I mean, sorry, guys, but if I would win $145,000, in my opinion, partly because of my team as well.
You would be putting it all on black in Las Vegas.
Yes. And you know what, then, Ben? I have $150,000 to send myself to every event and still represent my team and still be in the same training facility. And it's not like StarTale has never sent their players anywhere, because how often haven't we seen the StarTale players in US events?
No.
Maybe if he goes somewhere else, he will be able to attend 2-3 more events. But I really don't know if I would buy that then.
It does raise the question of player loyalty, but it also raises the question of what the hell is going on with these StarTale contracts that their 2 best players can walk away. How does this happen?
Okay, and it's important to note that StarTale and LGIM are the most solvent companies in ESF or in GOM. All right, so it's not like they don't have money. LG and StarTale have been in the business and been successful, you know, for not since the beginning, but towards the middle of StarCraft II. So it's not like they don't have money. So there's a ton of reasons for him to be leaving StarTale, but not a lot of reasons to be joining Kespa, which he has come out and said he's joining Kespa. And it really detracts from so many things he said, because it's like,
I seriously don't think
it's going to take time to find out what exactly is going to
I
happen.
really just don't think that we really know what's going on. We can speculate all we want, and we can kind of figure out what's going on in statements and stuff, but those statements, they don't really say anything. Sometimes you have to say something, otherwise
I think it's an individual basis. I don't think this guy's fine.
Revival's saying he wants it. Like, I want to move on. Like, I need to grow more. But he joins EG and then TSL disbands. I think Revival knew a lot.
Oh, exactly. Come on. Nobody's drinking that Kool-Aid.
It comes down to it comes down to money, power, and probably
sex,
women.
drugs,
because
and rock and roll.
No, Kespa has a lot more women than GOM.
Well,
it's
you know
true,
what?
man.
That's actually something we can talk about in our next little talking point. I'm going to stop us here, guys. We're going to take a very short break. When we get back, we are going to talk a little bit about the Kespa teams. We're going to talk about the whole concept of ESF versus Kespa, the idea of GOM competing against the Pro League. Stick around, man. The Pulse will be back. We got a lot more to cover. Don't go anywhere. Man,
I think it's individual.